Good afternoon. Thanks for joining us on the network service of Nigerian Television Authority, the NTA. We are reaching you live from the Yaradua Center here in Abuja, the nation's capital. My name is Salihu Abdullahi, and the event is a National Working Committee meeting between the newly elected members of House of Representatives under the platform of All Progressives Congress, the governing party, and the party's National Working Committee here, led by the party's national chairman, Comrade Adams Oshomole, and members of the National Working Committee. The event here brought together all elected members of House of Representatives, particularly those elected and are coming to the House of Representatives for the first time. And it is expected that issues bordering on how to inaugurate a 9th National Assembly will be discussed here. And other matters that has to do with the parties will equally be discussed, especially issues that has to do with the party's agenda for the nation. Once again, my name is Salihu Abdullahi, and we will be bringing you a proceedings on this meeting as we go into the hall for the national chairman of APC, Comrade Adams Oshomole's speech.
Honoring our invitation to have this family conversation, which in the first instance is between the NWC and the newly elected members, and later the current members will join us, and it will become a full caucus of APC in the House of Representatives. The first thing I would like to do, we would have liked to get everybody to introduce him or herself, but looking at the pressure of time, I'm not sure that exercise alone will take us maybe up to an hour. So what I then suggest we do is to call people zone by zone. When we call your zone, the members, the honorable members elected from that zone, we stand up. Or, if you like, we can afford to do 36 states. And then the members from each of the states can stand up. So we know, at least we see their faces. I'm sure you already have your numbers, you have your names, you know each other. I will make out time to have that privilege to know everybody's name. There are a few names I think I know, but there are many I don't know. That is part of the problem of aging. You know, you know faces and then you forget the names. So, shall we start with, is it Abia, but in alphabetical order? Abia? Abia. We do have, but maybe she's not here or is not here. Abuja. Anambra. I need a note to be able to be guided. Adamawa. Welcome. Bauchi, Akwa Ibom, somebody should guide me. Bayelsa, that one look like me somehow. You only have to each advantage. Cross River, Benue. Don't want to come to Borno. We don't have a paper to. Borno. Madam, I appreciate you, but I appreciate you too, all of you. I've already mentioned Benue. Benue. Who can guide me? Delta. Delta again. Okay, welcome. Thank you. Unavokla well now. Okay, thank you. Ekiti. Allow me to appreciate the lady as well. Gombe. Lagos. Eko Nibaje. Niger. Nasarawa Fa. Ogu. Obogu. Ondo. Oshun. Oyo State. Plateau. Yobe. Zamfara. Is there any oh, you gave me this, you omitted. Harry, you have to apologize. You omitted my state, Kaduna. Kano has more honorable members anyway. So how can you omit the elephant leg? Pleasure for yesterday. Kogi. These people, they are the shortest broom to sweep. Who else? Sokoto. Adamawa. Okay. Jigawa. Taraba. Okay. Or any state omitted? Imo. I'm completely barbarized. Eh? No, we make sure I do already. Enugu. Ebonyi. I didn't make sure Abia. Okay. I think we'll cover all the states. Now, as I said, this is not all those elected. This first leg is limited to the newly elected honorable members of the House of Representatives. We're going to structure the conversation. I thought we would just get each of the zone to one person mark. But let me tell you what is not on the agenda so that you can take it easy. The purpose of this meeting is to enable us, for the first time, bring all our honorable members together. I guess the last time we saw you was either when you came for clearance, or when somebody took you to court, or when you came with a protest, or one way or the other, or when we sent people to your state to conduct elections. But after the elections, we thought it would be wise for us to meet. So this meeting is not called to elect officers. The representative APC caucus. That is not the purpose. It's not on our agenda. So we have a formal. So because of limited time, I thought, can you agree amongst yourselves to just get one person just to make general comment on behalf of your zones? Because, yes. No, what I thought we should do, we will make general statements. I will, of course, make my speech. And I will want at least 3 persons from there to make remarks. And we shut down the open session. The cameraman will excuse us, and then we continue with the meeting. So that it is not seen as a monologue. Is that fair enough? Yes. So, Emmanuel, you might wish to resume your...
Thank you, the Revered National Chairman of our party. So we'll take it zone by zone. Just like the chairman said.
Now follow the program now.
Okay. Okay, we'll have a little alteration of the program now. If we get your from his statement, then the chairman will make his remarks.
We do what?
We'll move into the next session. Okay? Please, when you come, you mention your name, your state, your zone, and then make your remarks very briefly. No, you Okay. Someone has indicated interest from the South.
Sorry.
Now, this body don't take into account my height. Can you see me there? This is very unfair. Can somebody put a small ladder for me? I can barely see some people here. Well, I will try and move away a little bit. This is not my photo. Members of the National Working Committee, honorable members elect of the Federal House of Representatives, ladies and gentlemen, let me, on behalf of our great party, the All Progressive Congress, on behalf of our entire leadership, including Mr. President, President Muhammad Buhari, and the entire members of our party, congratulate each and every one of you on your well-deserved election as honorable member representing your respective federal constituencies. As a party, we are proud that the Nigerian people in your respective constituencies has reposed confidence in the All Progressive Congress. I was looking at the numbers this morning, and I realized that at the level of the House of Representatives, the Nigerian people gave the APC a resounding vote of confidence. Before the election, we had about 190 members. As we speak, the Nigerian people re-elected 223 members of the House of Representatives on the platform of the All Progressive Congress. This gives us overwhelming majority, almost two-thirds, that we need even if we want to amend the Constitution. I'd like on your behalf to express our gratitude to the Nigerian people for reposing confidence in our party as reflected in your respective elections. I'm happy to say that by the same token, the Nigerian people have expressed less confidence in the major opposition, who went into the election with more numbers and they returned with only 111 members. I think we can do better by clapping for the Nigerian people. And the reason this is important is that it's easy the first time to ask people to give you the benefit of the doubt. But when you have occupied an office for 4 years and the people choose to favor your party to the extent that they have favored the All Progressive Congress, it is a thing of joy for which we must be grateful to Almighty Allah, Almighty God, and to the Nigerian people for voting wisely and giving our party the numbers we need to carry through our legislative agenda. However, for us to be able to enjoy our numerical strength in the House of Representatives, we must recognize that we are elected on a party platform. Over the past couple of weeks, I have been invited by INEC to sign, to forward names arising from court decisions to the effect that APC has won constituency XYZ, and because the constituency was won by APC, even where there is dispute about who is the candidate, APC's business is to nominate the person who has been established as the one duly nominated for that purpose. So it shows that at the end of the day, as I'm sure when you went to vote, you didn't see the portrait of any member. All you saw was the logo of the APC. And our logo, one of the key features in our logo is the broom. Broom is something that every Nigerian is familiar with across the country, urban and rural. And there is something about the broom. When you pick a stick of broom, you can cut it. Even people as frail-looking as myself will have no difficulty in cutting a stick of broom. But when you weed it together, as reflected in our logo, even Joshua, the world boxing champion, a proud Nigerian, you know when a guy is good, it's ours. Even he cannot break the broom. At best, he can bend it, can turn it to style, but he cannot break it. So the essence of that logo, of that broom, is to remind us that when we stand together, we share ideas together, we make decisions on the basis of inclusion, and we carry everybody along. We encourage debate, contestation, and agree that at the end of the day, agreement reached are binding on all. Then we will be as strong as the broom in our logo. But if any one of us, for whatever reason, think that he's so strong, he can go it alone, try it, that will be like play with one stick of broom. And you will find that however strong you are, you can be broken. So we have called this meeting to remind us that we have a huge task ahead of us. Nigerians have voted the way they voted. You have more members, 150 or 154 new members on the APC platform alone, just new members. They expect renewed vigor. They have injected new blood in the House of Representatives. And I'm certain that you have all come fired by a determination to make a difference in the way the National Assembly is run. As people who have been active and who are politically active, you are certainly familiar with some of the issues that bogged down the government between 2015 and 2019, arising from a unique concussion, which I pray that this time around we will have all learned the right lessons from our immediate past and allow the positive side of those lessons to shape our future as we move on, preparatory to inaugurating the night assembly. We tried as a party to do what has not been done before. We recognize that among those who were contesting, there are people who had the means to do what they had to do.
Yes. Oh. Now my dirty they smell like this. Now to throw away am quick. This kind of smell fit make man sick. That woman throw away dirty for ground. Me sef go do the same this time around.
Hold up. See, to do this kind badness by the book, you make sure say person or the look.
Go through any one key election anywhere in the world. That was meant to make a statement that we belong to one family, and as a party, we must show goodwill to our members, and we expect that our member will reciprocate this goodwill. You have been elected at a very, very challenging time to provide legislative backing for APC agenda and APC manifesto. As I'm sure you all witnessed during the campaign, our president, who by the special grace of God have been re-elected with a huge margin of over 4 million votes, over and above the PDP candidate. He reminded us and our people that the three critical issues on the basis of which we have canvassed for vote in 2015 are still valid even now in 2019. Namely, doing everything possible to turn the economy around and to ensure that we create and work towards job-led growth, or if you like, all-inclusive growth, not jobless growth, where we celebrate abstract statistics that do not reflect on the quality of life of the Nigerian people. We must work hard to rebuild the economy, strengthen the private sector, create jobs, make Nigeria more investment-friendly, be it local investment, foreign investment, or even expanding the capacity of current investors, given our huge market of about 200 million people. If Nigeria produces what we consume, our economy will grow even in double digits. And that growth will reflect the quality of life of our people. I am sure some of you here who come from any part of Nigeria that has taken advantage of the president's agricultural policy, which seeks to encourage us to consume what we produce. And I will limit myself only to one item, rice, that Nigeria had spent billions importing over the years. And where the previous government had a contradiction in which, while on the one hand, they claimed to be promoting agriculture, on the other hand, they were busy issuing import licenses for people to import rice, and most of the time they imported expired rice to compete with Nigeria-grown rice. The result was that we were more or less 90% or 95% dependent on imported rice. Today, based on the consistency and commitment of President Muhammadu Buhari, we are proud to say that if a Nigerian is eating rice today, about 90% of that rice is produced by Nigerians in Nigeria. But we need to deepen this commitment, sustain it, and take it to the next level. such that we will not only produce enough to feed 200 million mouths, we should produce enough to export to other countries. So that soil that we have, so that we can produce all of the things that any human being can produce in any other part of the world. What has been missing is leadership, and that President Buhari has brought. And the result we all can see. But we need to sustain and deepen these policies. And I'm sure some aspect of it will require legislative intervention. But we need to reinvent the manufacturing sector. As a textile worker, I would like to have all our garments, and I can see all of us here wearing minimum. People like me, because of my size, 2 meters might be enough. But for some of you, you are wearing 8 meters. Now, with that level of consumption per capita, if we have sensible and sustainable industrial policy in place, with appropriate legislative backing to give people the confidence of policy stability, because policies are backed up by law, even to clothe half of our population, we generate more than 10 million jobs in the textile sector alone. There is no reason why Michelin cannot return to Nigeria. It was here before. It left during PDP. It must return during APC. There is no reason why Dunlop tires cannot be manufactured in Nigeria. They close shop, they can return. If we have a sensible industrial policy and trade policies that discourage importation of these items, which we were producing before, but which left us because PDP had a policy regime that punishes production at home and reward import, thereby exporting our jobs and importing unemployment and the concomitant poverty to the country. All of this will require a collaborative and imaginative National Assembly. But we need to pursue sensible monetary policies. Our central bank policies must be seen such that they do not price the cost of funds out of the reach of investors. There must be a synergy between our monetary policies, our fiscal policies, our trade policies, our industrial policies. There must be some coherence so that our country can witness sustainable growth, get our young people busy. Of course, we spent a lot of time during the campaign talking about not too young to run. Now that people have run, some have got into destination like you, it is time to say not too young to work, not too young to produce, not too young to be active in the economic life of our country. Now, that task of rebuilding the economy, creating more jobs, and getting people busy, both the young and the not too young, making those who are patient to enjoy life after work, that will be a responsibility that I believe will require legislative intervention. I mean, we can go on and on and on. But just to say that President Buhari has a rare opportunity to now think of what legacies he's going to leave behind for Nigeria. He has spoken about corruption. And you know, if there is one factor that explains the Nigeria paradox of a country that is so rich and its people are getting poorer, that factor is corruption. Somebody said it to me just yesterday, that those who complain now, or many who are complaining their life is tough, if you look them, there are those who were living well without working. What we owe the Nigeria people is to create an environment for everyone to work and to earn decent wages, and for investors to have decent return on their investment. That is what public policy requires. Government is basically an enabler. But that enabler requires not just executive action, it also requires legislative backing. And to fight corruption, you have seen how corruption has been fighting back. They have called our president all sorts of names. Even people who are on a good day you consider knowledgeable. Some went to the ridiculous extent of saying that the man is not the man we elected. This one is clone. So corruption is fighting back. So he will need a strong support from the National Assembly and the House of Representatives to confront and deepen this fight to the next level. He reminds us that, yes, we are proud that we are able to conduct election in 774 local governments. And throughout the electioneering campaign, there was not one rally that was alleged to have been disrupted or bombed by Boko Haram. That was a huge achievement in terms of security. And that is why those who didn't know the progress that has been made were wondering why our Nigerian brothers and sisters in the Northeast voted in the numbers that they voted. Because by 2015, the then president had said to Nigerians that we could not conduct election in about 28 local government areas, as a result of which we postponed the election. But we must admit that there is still a lot to be done to make Nigeria safer for everyone. Investors don't go to war front. Even the poor values their security. And the best way to test it is to see what happens if you have a fire incident, even in a hospital. You find people even who have an orthopedic problem running like Karl Marx. So people want to feel safe and secured. Whatever additional legislative measures that are required to bank the executive commitment in the area of security, we believe that as people who share this commitment, you will provide those support. But just to say that there is a lot to be done, taking Nigeria to the next level, to give everybody a sense of pride and a sense of dignity. And as President says, to ensure that we have a country whose citizens are respected by state institutions, whether they are security, whether they are National Assembly, whoever they are, that Nigerians are our employers. We must respect them. We could go on and on and on. I know that all of these issues and many more were canvassed in your various constituencies during the electioneering campaign. Now it is time to deliver. The first is the challenge of ensuring that this time around, we ensure that we have a leadership of the National Assembly that shares the vision of Mr. President, of the executive. Although we speak to separation of powers, but only separation of powers. There is only one government. And unless the various arms pursue the same agenda, it is difficult for the executive to fulfill its promise. And legislative backing is often required for most of the executive action. So I will expect that you bear in mind that we are one family, bonded together as shown in our broom, with a shared commitment to bail Nigeria out of the condition in which we found it in 2015. And that you have the numbers, and we will use those numbers to ensure that we have a leadership that command the trust and the respect of all the members of the House of Representatives. There will be contestation. That is why we are a democracy. But after contestation and debates, there has to be agreement. And once we have agreed, we move forward. We have the numbers to produce the speaker, and we will produce the speaker, who must be a member of the House of Representatives. We have the number, and we will use the number to produce a deputy speaker, who must be a member of the APC. the first time I met who must be a member of APC. We have the number, and we will use the number to elect a house leader who must be member of the APC. We have the number, and we will use the number to elect a whip, a chief whip, and a deputy whip who must be members of the APC. I think the only position that we are not interested in is the minority leader. Let it remain minor in the hands of the minors in the opposition. We will not share power in the House of Representatives. And the leadership must ensure that critical committees that drives government are chaired only by APC members. If the Nigerian people wanted the opposition to be chairman of committees, they would have voted for them. So all the chairmen of committees, except one that I understand is statutorily reserved for opposition, which is public accounts, they can have that. So we will not do the kind of thing that happened the last time, in which some APC members, as members of the leading party, of the governing party, they became distant spectators in the management of committees when PDP had majority of the strategic committees in the House. That will not happen in the next assembly. We are aware that they believe they can use divide and rule by sponsoring many people within our ranks to contest for each of the positions so that they then become the kingmakers. And in return, the person will offer them some chairmanship seats. Honorable members and comrades, I am sure we are not going to do business with them. We will see them as partners in progress. But in a democracy, the rule is, and this is a universal rule, majority must have their way, but minority must be allowed to have their say. So PDP and other minorities can have their say, and they will have their say. But working together, APC must have its way in the legislative agenda and in the leadership of the National Assembly and the leadership of the committees of the National Assembly. I thought we should make these things clear so that those who may not understand what is happening don't fall into the trap. We hear some people in opposition who, on their own, with their eyes open, got drunk with power and walked out of APC, order an umbrella that is torn, and now they are being beaten by rain, and they are hoping that they can take part of our broom to patch up their defective umbrella. Are we going to oblige them? No. If anyone thinks he is sophisticated, there are no members of the House of Representatives, whether old or new, ranking or fresh, that is more sophisticated, more knowledgeable, more committed than yourself that are here. And so any of them thinking that they will use divide and rule, they will play tricks, is to think that they are smarter than us. If they were smart, they will not have walked away from a room well covered to go and pitch under an umbrella that can't cover them now. So they will have to go for minority position, and they will fight it there. So please don't allow anybody to divide you. We will carry out extensive consultation with the President of the country, President Muhammadu Buhari, consultations with all the leaders of our party, and reflect the reality of our politics as reflected in the letter and the spirit of our Constitution, which recognize the geopolitical nature of our country. So that we will work out a sensible zoning formula that seeks to carry everybody along and give people chances to demonstrate their capacity and their capability. That way, we will be able to have a leadership without rancor. So we are working on that, but I thought I should let you know so that you don't begin to... Somebody told me the opposition is already doing something, looking for money to bribe people, and I said, no, we are anti-corruption. We cannot be corrupted. If they bring 1 billion to each member, a PDP person will not be speaker. A PDP person will not be deputy speaker. A PDP person will not be whip. A PDP person will not be leader. A PDP person will not take any of the committees that are meant for the ruling party. We are determined to achieve that. Be rest assured that the party will stand by you, the party will stand with you, and together we will define the way in which we have run government. We want to have a new approach in which the executive, as represented by the president, leaders of the National Assembly, and leaders of the party sitting together to discuss public policy choices. If there are new legislative proposals, we have in-house conversation on it. Everybody understands what it is about, and then we can go to the parliament and debate it. Nobody wants a rubber stamp parliament. We want parliament that will add value. But to debate, to contest is fine, provided we don't then convert ourselves to a debating society as an end in itself. At the end of the day, we must understand that the whole purpose is to improve on the quality of governance in the interest of the people of Nigeria. I want to thank you so much for coming, and I want to assure you, we will stand by you, we will stand with you. If there are issues that you think we can address, we'll be happy to address them. We will take you for granted, and I know you will not take us for granted. We really want to build a party that you can be proud of. In the near future, we are looking at setting up an institution for progressive studies so that people understand what and how we are different from the other political parties. The core values of progressive politics as opposed to conservative politics. I'm sure you saw the difference during the campaign, even though most people didn't speak to it. Why the president wants to strengthen institutions, strengthen the Naira, give greater confidence on our economy. You heard the PDP saying, even APC, they will put it on sale, even if they will kill them. If they sell NNPC, what will be left of Nigeria? That is where we are different. You heard them say they are going to float the Naira. It can become 1,000 Naira to $1. We are saying, no, we will manage our currency the way the Chinese manage their economy, manage their currencies. We like the market, but the market can be a beast if it is not controlled. Because the primary purpose of profit-driven business does not always coincide with the welfare purpose of government. So the state must intervene to ensure that the economy works for the benefit of the citizens. So I want to thank you so much, and I think it's only fair that we allow some of you to make some remarks. We are not debating any issues here. I just thought I should take you through this first meeting and rub minds on what I think the challenges are going to be. But I'm sure together we will work with the president to take Nigeria to the next level. Thank you, and you are welcome.
Thank you very much. I think the chairman deserves more than this. A bigger round of applause for the chairman. Thank you very much. the national chairman, members of the working committee, our honorable members-elect. This is a very powerful paper delivered extempore by the chairman. I'm sure we will have a more formal seminar. If chairman had taken 1 hour to do this, probably another 2 hours will not be enough to say what he wants to say. I welcome all of you once more. Mr. Chairman, I want to crave your indulgence. This is the first meeting the members-elect are having with you and the National Working Committee. If you permit, sir, we can have an introduction of the members of the Working Committee so that they will also know who they are. That permission having been granted, I want to start by my immediate right to introduce the Deputy National Chairman, North, is here, Senator Lawa Shaibu. The National Treasurer, let me start by my right, of our party, Honorable Adamu Fanda. The National Financial Secretary, Alhaji Tajuddin Bello, is here. The National Vice Chairman, Northeast, Saliu Mustafa Alhaji is here. The National Auditor of our party, Dr. George Bogalu. The National Vice Chairman, Southeast, Chief Ima Enuku. The National Welfare Secretary, Alhaji Ibrahim Masari, is here. The National Vice Chairman, North Central, Wambai Suleiman Alhaji, is here. The National Vice Chairman, Southwest, Pastor Bakole Oluwajano. The National Vice Chairman, South-South, Chief Herald Eta, the Lion of the South-South. Of course, the #1 woman in our party, the national woman leader, Ajia Salamatu Bawa, is here. And the mouthpiece of the party, the man who speaks for the party, Malam Isa Oniru, is also here. And the last but not the least, the youth leader of the party, Alhaji Sadiq Abubakar, is here. And yours humbly, Barisimai Bediyo, the National Organizing Secretary. Thank you very much. Now, we will expect 1 or 2 reactions on the general notes from the chairman's speech, and then we'll also take it from there. We will require maybe, okay. Okay, we'll have the microphone. Huh? We'll have the microphone here. Yes. Okay.
Thank you. أعوذ بالله السميع العليم من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. In the name of Allah, the internally the source of all. May his blessings be upon our prophet, Muhammad bin Abdullah, the national chairman of our great party, the strongest party in the continent of Africa, Mr. His Excellency Adams Aliyu Oshimale, the man of the time, the national vice chairman, my brother Senator Lawal Shaibu, in charge of North, other national vice chairman, distinguished members of the National Working Committee, distinguished members collect of the House of Reps, Federal Republic of Nigeria, that are getting prepared for the 9th Assembly, members of the press, ladies and gentlemen, I say to everybody a very good afternoon. First of all, let me give glory to Almighty Allah for taking us this far.
and for the success realized by our great party. My names are Sanusi Garba Rikiji Gusau. I represent Gusau's Afe constituency from Zamfara State, and I am standing here for the northwestern zone of this country, the largest zone in the system of political zones in Nigeria. While I have given thanks to Almighty Allah, I wish to also congratulate everybody that is here. Congratulate the chairman very especially, who led the struggle to see us where we are today. Let me also use this opportunity to thank the party for giving us the mandate to stand for an election. We are very, very grateful for that. And let me also advise the party on the lessons they have gone through. I'm sure the party has gone through a serious Herculean tasking and challenging situation during the 2019 primary election, and of course, the general election. I want to advise our leaders, the party leaders, to learn lessons from that and then start preparing for 2023. You need to strengthen and defend the stand of the party as the strongest party in the continent of Africa. I want to believe this time around, the party will also remember to keep all of us united. All of us that were elected under the platform of APC, the 223 members should be kept united by the party. We don't anticipate and we don't expect any division this time around in the 9th Assembly, inshallah. I want to assure our leaders our continued loyalty and support for the success of this party. And I want to very especially commend and thank the other zones who have always been in support of the Northwest Zone, especially in their support to our father and father of this country, President Muhammadu Buhari, for the wonderful success during the election. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Please, I will plead with other speakers to limit themselves to 2 minutes so that we'll be able to capture every zone and proceed with other things. Okay, go ahead. Mention your name, the zone, from which zone, please?
My name's Honorable Koko from Kebbi State, representing Koko Basin Federal Constituency. Kebbi State from Northwest. Sir, Northwest.
Oh, sorry. Northwest has spoken, so we'll take from South-South. Go ahead.
Our party chairman, His Excellency, Comrade Adams Oshomole, the members of the National Working Committee, honorable members-elect, I stand on existing protocols. First, I would like to appreciate this gathering, the fact that the party can put this together, because Nigerians are expecting us to win. My names are Reverend Francis Ejirogene Waive, a member-elect Ugele North, Ugele South, Udu constituency from Delta State. Nigerians are expecting the APC, our party, to do it differently this time. What happened 2015 to date in the National Assembly bothers most Nigerians. Most Nigerians across party lines do not like what happened. We must not only be in government, we must be in power. And that is why they gave us this overwhelming majority. And we cannot fail Nigerians. I want to appeal to our colleagues to ensure that our party, the APC, gets the speaker, the deputy speaker, the majority leader, deputy majority leader, and all committee chairmanship. And we must do this. I want to appeal to the NWC to give us the support. New members, first-timers of the APC, will represent the major block, 164. Where we decide to go, we turn the pendulum. New members, first-timers of the APC, we can do it for our party. We can do it for our country. And I want to ask us to do it. While saying this, I want to appreciate our colleagues who have done a little bit to make sure that this meeting holds today, who have tried to coordinate us until this moment. I'm aware that many of us may not have had contact with them and how it all came to pass. But I recall that at the point of collecting our certificates, there were informal discussions, and then communications began. I think we must appreciate these persons who started this process, because they are working for the party and for the nation. My brother Tunji Ojo, I'd like to appreciate you, and all the others, Chamberlain and all the others. Please, let's take it up from where they have done so far and make sure that APC not only is in government, but also is in power. APC!
Thank you very much. I will still encourage you to abridge your time as we are trying to meet. Okay, the next person for the Southwest, Bumi Tunji Ojo.
APC. First of all, I would like to thank God Almighty. I would like to appreciate the national chairman, the man that has always stood all his life on the side of the oppressed. I'm a clear testimony of his forthrightness. I'm here in the House of Rep because he stood for what is right during the primaries. And today, in Ondo State, we were able to win in my area and to win very well. Mr. Chairman, God bless you, sir. My name is Olubumi Tunji Ojo from Akoko Northeast, Northwest Federal Constituency of Ondo State. First of all, I want to thank all our colleagues who are here. The whole thing started, we spoke with the chairman, and being a listening father on the need for us to be able to interact with the party. And I want to thank you, Mr. Chairman, for giving us this audience out of your tight schedule. Thank you so much, sir. The new members were 164. The responsibility we have now is the responsibility that will determine the future of Nigeria. We must not disappoint our people. No, we cannot afford to disappoint. Because let's remember, I can tell you from Southwest, most of the people that went against the party 4 years ago, they are not back in this National Assembly. 4 years is just like a minute. If you disappoint out of any personal reason, you can be sure that your masters are at home. They are watching every step. And I want to assure the party, we are united as a caucus. First-timers, we are united. We are going to go with the party. The decision of the party will not just be supreme, it will be absolute, it will be binding on every member of this party. We are here because the party gave us a platform. Mr. Chairman, the National Working Committee, we assure you, with this 164, we are already talking to some of our members in fringe parties, other smaller parties. By the grace of God, inshallah, we will not just produce the speaker. We will produce a speaker not just of APC, but a speaker for APC. We will produce a deputy speaker for APC that will be able to collaborate the effort of Mr. President and ensure that the next level we have promised Nigerians will actually be delivered. Lastly, I want to assure you, sir, that we are going to be loyal. We are loyal to the party, we are loyal to your chairmanship, we are loyal to Mr. President, and as individuals, we will bring our vote during the inauguration, and it will be block vote by the grace of God. Lastly, Mr. Chairman, we want to appeal to you. First-timers, we are 164. It's a huge block. We want to plead that by the grace of God, once the House inaugurates, we don't want this forum to just be a forum pre-election. We will love an opportunity where we'll be having regular meetings with you so that policies of government, we will stand to defend the policies, ideology of the party on the floor of the House. Never again will APC lose an election on the floor. Never again will policies of APC be defeated on the floor. And never again will budget of this country be padded. Never again will the budget of this country be delayed for personal reasons. We will defend the party, and we assure you, success shall be ours. Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Thank you, members of NWC. God bless you, my distinguished colleagues.
Thank you very much. Let me invite Right Honorable Yusuf Gadi for North Central. This is too long.
Thank you, Your Excellency, the chairman of our great party, members of the State Working Committee, my colleagues. My name is Right Honorable Yusuf Gadi from Plateau State. I am speaking for North Central. Your Excellency, we are happy with this meeting, but all the issues that any new member will say here, I am sure the previous speakers must have put it in place. But what I want to say, aside of what they have said, is to emphasize on the issue of unity and loyalty to the party. We came on board to assist Nigerians and to assist the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria in delivering good governance to the people of Nigeria. And that is why, Mr. Chairman, our personal interest is very far away from us, rather the interest of the people of Nigeria. And we are not going to succeed in doing that, like you had rightly said, without providing a legal framework that will support the philosophy and the principle of our great party. But one thing that is very clear is this, Mr. Chairman. We will not share our victory with the opposition. We have labored for this. We know the teething trouble that we have passed through, and we equally know the trouble that Mr. President have passed through to get Nigeria to where it is today. So be rest assured, Mr. Chairman, that the newly elected members from Nigeria will support Mr. President without compromising the interests of Nigerians. We will make sure that we have provided all the legal framework and the cooperation and the loyalty to the party so that we will produce leadership that will provide what is needed to drive Nigeria to the next level or above the next level. We assure you of our loyalty. But again, Mr. Chairman, the party must do its work at this level. We should not take things for granted. All the meetings, the sponsorship news that you must have been hearing, I think the party should step up without allowing the thing to get to the four angles of the National Assembly before you say you will start bringing members to order. You need to caution the old members, the returning members, as well as getting the support from all of us here. In the North Central, Mr. Chairman, you are aware we are loyal party members. You know Plateau, you know Kwara, you know Niger, you know Nasarawa. We will continue to be that members that will provide the necessary cooperation to you. Thank you and God bless you, Mr. Chairman.
Let me now invite Honorable Ugonna Ozuribo to speak for the Southeast.
Your Excellency, the National Chairman of our great party, members of the National Working Committee. My name is Right Honorable Ugonna Ozuribo. I represent the largest federal constituency in Nigeria, which is Onkwere, Isu, Wangele, and Njaba federal constituency of Imo State. Your Excellency, we are told we are coming for an interactive meeting. But by my own assessment, what we have done here today is an orientation program. I don't think there's other guideline we need to know than your speech you have made today. Your Excellency, we'll do our possible best, and we're going to work seriously and work hard to ensure that the party is supreme. and the decision of the party will be taken. Your Excellency, you've not only mentioned or consigned us in looking at only the presiding or principal position of the House, but you have also indicated and promised us and said that we are not going to share this committee that side the government with the opposition party. So members, we know that it's not only about the principal position of being presiding officers of the House, but the committees of this House. That's why we have to work as a team to make sure that the party decision will carry it to the letter. Thank you, and God bless all of us.
Thank you. Now, the last but definitely not the least, Lawal Shetima from Yobe State will speak for the Northeast.
Defunct Secretary. Your Excellency, our National Chairman, Comrade Adams Ali Washomale, the members of the NWC, my honorable colleagues, gentlemen of the press, good afternoon. Your Excellency, I'm standing on behalf of the Northeast, and I'm Honorable Lawan Shetima Ali, as mentioned by the MC, from Yobe State, representing Brusadi, Gaidam, Yunusari Federal Constituency. Your Excellency, I must appreciate your effort by bringing us together this afternoon to rub minds and to give us guidelines, not only in respect of the election of our leaders, but also about our legislation when the House is being inaugurated. Your Excellency, I must appreciate your efforts for waking up this time around in order to avoid the ugly things that happened during the 2015s. You are aware, as a result of lack of consultation of this kind, the House leadership was in disarray when there was APC Senate President with PDP Deputy President, Senate President. It's very ugly appears. And one thing I want to suggest, Your Excellency, meeting of this kind should be begun at the zonal level. In this respect, may I kindly and humbly suggest that the offices of the offices of the zonal chairman be, given charge for them to coordinate this kind of consultations, particularly at the zonal levels, before coming up to the top level. Therefore, I would suggest to this House, we select 5 members where applicable, and where there is none, at least 3 of them, to coordinate alongside with the vice zonal chairman of their respective zones to again host meeting of similar nature in their various zones, so that at the end of the day, we'll come back to Abuja to converge together with the old-timers so that we can speak with one voice. I think this will give us the good leadership and the required leadership in the houses, not only the reps, but including the Senate, because in each of the chambers, we have more than majority. Your Excellency, with these few remarks, I really appreciate your effort for bringing us now. You are giving us the parental guidance, because even in a house where there is no parental guidelines, you will see the child will go reckless. But this time around, I believe APC will be APC. Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you much.
I was was waiting to have a handshake. And honorable members elect, thank you very much for your remarks. My deputy just whispered to me that calling on new people to talk without being guided in an event that is being televised carries a lot of risk. But listening to the quality of interventions, statements made by each of those who spoke, and if it's in the heart of those who didn't have the opportunity, we are clear that APC cannot be in better hands than we have this time around. And this is just the first meeting. And I want to Honorable Bumi Ojo, who told me that people are already working and he had all the names and you've been having informal chats. And I said, okay, let's have a meeting and we will take care of it. I think we've had an interesting conversation. That is the public part of it. Now we want to ask the media to us so that we can have a family conversation. But I want to assure you there will be further meetings before the inauguration, the National Assembly, so that what happened before, inshallah, will not happen again. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. We should thank the press for
that has been the meeting between the parties, APC governing parties, National Working Committee members, and of course, the House of Representatives members elect under the platform of APC. There are 164 of them to join the returning members to form a number 223 expected to be in the 9th National Assembly. Indeed, it's been a fruitful engagement as it offers opportunity for both members-elect and the party's leadership led by Comrade Adams Oshomole to iron out issues that will do with the well-being of the party in the nearest future. This is where we draw the curtain on this live broadcast on the network service of NTA, the Nigerian Television Authority, that live from the Yaradua Center here in Abuja, the nation's capital city. We thank you very much for being part of this show. We urge you to please stay tuned for the rest of our programs. Thank you for being part of the show. On behalf of the entire crew of the outside broadcasting, say bye-bye and God bless you.